With Mike McCarthy now officially in place as head coach, the Pittsburgh Steelers have turned their full attention to what remains the most important unresolved question of their offseason: the quarterback position. At the center of that discussion is Aaron Rodgers, whose future continues to shape every major decision the organization is considering ahead of the 2026 season. According to Steelers principal owner Art Rooney, the franchise expects clarity within the next month, signaling a much firmer stance than a year ago, when Rodgers was given until April to make up his mind. That tightened timeline has only fueled speculation, but those closest to the team believe the direction is becoming clearer. Steelers beat writer Mark Kaboly suggested on Friday that, while nothing is official, the organization is operating as if Rodgers intends to continue playing. Kaboly explained that the only real obstacle to Rodgers returning would be a sudden, definitive decision to walk away from football altogether. Otherwise, the belief inside the building is that he still wants to play and that Pittsburgh expect him back. At the same time, Kaboly cautioned that assumptions mean little with a player as independent and unpredictable as Rodgers, emphasizing that nothing is guaranteed until a contract is finalized. If Rodgers were to step away, the Steelers' current quarterback depth chart offers limited certainty. While Howard and Mason Rudolph remain the primary backup options, but neither represents a long-term solution. While McCarthy has spoken positively about Howard, the team's sixth-round investment in him does not suggest confidence in handing him the starting job in Week 1. In reality, if Rodgers reports healthy and committed, Pittsburgh would welcome him back without hesitation. The potential reunion makes sense on multiple levels, particularly given Rodgers' long-standing relationship with McCarthy. The two spent 13 seasons together in Green Bay, forming one of the most productive quarterback-coach partnerships in NFL history before parting ways in 2018. That shared history provides immediate continuity, as Rodgers has a deep understanding of McCarthy's offensive system. His presence would not only stabilize the offense, but also serve as a critical developmental asset for younger quarterbacks in the room. Learning directly from Rodgers in meetings, practices, and game preparation could accelerate growth for players like Howard while simultaneously reducing pressure on a young offensive unit still searching for consistency. That McCarthy has already confirmed that communication with Rodgers has been ongoing. During a recent appearance on the Pat McAfee Show, the Steelers head coach revealed that he has spoken with Rodgers multiple times since taking the job. Rooney has echoed that openness, making it clear the door remains open for the future Hall of Famer. What has changed is the urgency. The Steelers have now set a firm one-month window for Rodgers to make his decision, a notable departure from last offseason's patience-driven approach. Rodgers, however, has offered little clarity publicly. Speaking before the regular season finale, he acknowledged both his age and contract situation, noting that he is 42 years old, on a one-year deal, and will become a free agent once the season ends. The comments did little to reveal his intentions, but within the Steelers' orbit, optimism remains that a return to Pittsburgh is approaching at the same time. The organization is preparing for every possible outcome. With the 2026 NFL Draft set to begin on April 23rd in Pittsburgh, the spotlight will be firmly on how the team uses its draft capital. According to Over the Cap, the Steelers are projected to have roughly $39 million in cap space before any roster moves, giving them flexibility to either remain disciplined or pursue aggressive upgrades if the right opportunity presents itself. That financial breathing room naturally puts renewed focus on the quarterback position, especially under a head coach known for developing young signal callers. Point one name beginning to surface inside league circles is Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson. According to insider Nick Farabaugh, Simpson is a prospect the Steelers are genuinely intrigued by. Simpson is coming off a career-best season in which he threw for 3,567 yards and 28 touchdowns, while limiting mistakes to just 5 interceptions. Beyond the statistics, Farabaugh noted that Pittsburgh is particularly impressed by Simpson's accuracy, pre-snap awareness, and ability to handle complex offensive responsibilities, traits that align well with McCarthy's demanding system. There are challenges to that approach. LSU quarterback Garrett Nussmeier is also on the Steelers' radar. and the team may ultimately prioritize adding a wide receiver depending on how the draft board unfolds. Additionally, this year's quarterback class has not lived up to early expectations, making any early-round investment at the position a risk. Still, Simpson profiles as the type of developmental quarterback who could thrive under McCarthy's guidance, especially if given time rather than immediate pressure. In many ways, the ideal scenario for Pittsburgh blends short-term stability with long-term planning. A Rodgers return would provide leadership, experience, and immediate competitiveness, while drafting a quarterback would allow the Steelers to prepare for life after him. That rookie could benefit immensely from learning behind one of the most accomplished quarterbacks the league has ever seen. If Rodgers ultimately chooses retirement or another path, the pressure intensifies, forcing the Steelers to lean more heavily on youth and McCarthy's ability to mold a new starter. Either way, the coming weeks represent a defining stretch for the franchise. With a new head coach, significant cap flexibility, a home-hosted draft, and a legendary quarterback weighing his future, the Steelers stand at crossroads. The clock is ticking, and Pittsburgh is preparing to move forward, with or without Aaron Rodgers.